everybody, it's me, Tessie, and this is Homestead Tessie's Mobile Home Life. I hope you enjoy the following video. On my channel, I don't do a lot of talking about things of the news, but it has been brought to my attention that there is a lot of talk going out that we could be in isolation once again. And I don't talk much about that. You can do all your research. If that happens, that means things are going to get really different here again. And that means that we will have to be in our homes, and there's going to be all those rules and things that happened like they did for 2 years ago. In other countries, they're talking about it now. In the UK, they are talking about it. They actually got notified of all of these things that are going to be happening. I don't really hear much about that, but on my channel, I'm talking about positivity, and I'm going to be talking about 5-gallon buckets. Now, 5-gallon buckets are something that I don't really care for 5-gallon buckets because it takes so much room. But with that being said, I am really needing to work on a closet that I have mine that it's just horrendous. You all know which closet it is. It's the one I always seem to have trouble with it. I have long-term storage of sugar, and I do have some 5-gallon buckets. I do have these, and these are Mylar bags. Now this is given to me freely for this review. The only reason why it's going on my main channel is because the information I'm going to give you, I feel is really important. These are the 5-gallon Mylar bags. They come with their own oxygen absorbers, and they come with their own labels. I am not selling you anything. I just am going to show it to you. That way, if you're interested in doing what I'm doing in this video, you can do that as well. All right, we are going to move the camera. I'm going to sit on the floor because I have a closet that has a horrible, horrible situation. And I need to put these in buckets and then transfer the buckets into another closet that doesn't have much in it. With that being said, I try to get away from buckets, and I like to get away from buckets, but sometimes buckets you have to have. And well, I have a real mess. So I'm going to meet you over here. We're going to talk a little bit, just a little bit about things that are going on in our world and why it's important for you to establish a grocery store in your own home. I know this time around I will be going away less than I did the first time around. And I know this time around it's very important for me to be at home more. The other time around I pretty much did what I needed to do and went away. But this time around I'm going to be a little more cautious. We are living in different times than what we did back a couple years ago. And if things happen and there's all kinds of rules and regulations and all of those things, I'd rather not be of it, the world. I'd rather be here. And that is one of the things that I wanted to instill in my videos. I wanted to instill in my videos a place that you can create in your own environment, a place where you don't need a vacation from. So my home is devoted into everything that I like. And that way, when things like this come up in the world and we are forced to stay home, that way I can enjoy it where I'm at and I don't feel so claustrophobic and cabin fever. This winter, I felt no cabin fever whatsoever. I felt so busy at home, creating busyness at home. That's what I'm all about, and creating a space at home where you can enjoy your life. The least amount of time I go into the grocery stores and places, the better. With that being said, I do like going to the grocery store for the discount groceries, not because I need them. I like showing people how to be prudent with shopping. I like to show people how to take food and turn it into something really good. But the first thing I would not be doing as much is going to these grocery stores. As far as my Thrifty Thursdays, it is a very small store. If you go there in the morning early, there's nobody there. I will continue to go there as long as things don't get to the point where it's severe and you don't want to go anywhere. I'm not against going away. I'm just saying that it's so much fun having your place how you want it and having your own self-security. We cannot be totally self-sufficient, but we can work on things to make ourselves not so reliable on the grocery store. That was a mouthful of words, and I hope you understood what I was trying to say to all of you. Now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna work in this area. All right, I want to apologize to you if this portion of the video is a little bit grainy. This is a very dark area right here, and it is cloudy and snowy, and so I don't have much sunlight. But I think you'll understand what I'm doing. What we're going to do is I am going to be cutting some labels to put on my 5-gallon buckets. One of the things I learned the most was label the outside of those buckets, because they are such a mess to open them up if you don't know what's in them. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the sticker paper, and we're going to use this to label what's in these buckets. We're going to take one of our Mylar bags. Now, I don't necessarily need to do this because all of my food is already in Mylar, but I am going to line it with these Mylar bags so you can see what they look like. I generally do not put food directly in 5-gallon buckets. It's really important that you do use the Mylar bags. It just gives them a second form of protection. These have the zipper on the top, which is really nice. We're going to try is put as much sugar as we possibly can in here. Do not put oxygen absorbers in sugar. They will turn rock hard. Do not put oxygen absorbers in salt. It will turn rock hard. Do not put oxygen absorbers in brown sugar. It will turn rock hard. All right, so now what I'm going to work on is consolidating a lot of these containers of food. I have lots of jars that are almost empty, so I'm going to put the food together. Like here, this is dried potatoes. Well, here I have a box. You don't want to store it in a box. You want to put it in, these are food grade plastic, or better yet, glass. So I'm going to take about an hour and a half and do all of this. I am going to speed up the camera, and that way you can see what all I'm doing. Finally got everything organized. I'll show you here in a minute. All of the jars I condensed into one, so it gave a lot extra room. I gotta vacuum up, and then I'll show you what everything looks like when we're done, and I'll have some ending thoughts for all of you. Everyone, I am finished. So my main pantry, I organized that. I have an inventory. All of my kitchen cupboards have an inventory. This closet has an inventory. Now I have one other pantry, that is the out porch. That's too cold right now. I need to do that, but I have all of my inventory for all of my food for 2023 in the beginning of the year. Then again, I will go in the fall and do the whole thing over again. I do this twice a year. I am constantly organizing, constantly just going through all of my food storage and making sure that everything is safely secure and making sure that it's all fresh. I'm a prepper. If you're a prepper, you know you're a prepper. I was a prepper ever since I was a little girl living at home. I would always tell my mom, when she bought one item, I would tell her she needs to buy two. That's how I've always been. I've always loved prepping, and I always loved sharing prepping with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had the 3 buckets right here, and I had them really labeled big and nicely, and they're gonna go in the one closet with my other 5-gallon buckets. So I had the 1 bucket of sugar, the 1 bucket has barley, beans, potatoes, and noodles, all starches. And then this bucket is an assortment of different dried mixes. So I have everything together. I am so happy. It looks so much better, and it is totally organized. And as soon as I wash all of the extra jars, I will show you that at the end of this video. So what I did was I had 4 or 5 jars. I had little bits of potatoes in them. I combined them all into one, saving a lot of space, freeing up a lot of jars and just making things look more presentable and make things look cleaner and neater. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, and I will show you here how many jars I consolidated and how much better everything looked. Bye everybody. And I wanted to show you how many of these jars now are washed and ready to put away. And it looks so much better. And I feel so much better having the full inventory now of knowing what I have and what I don't.